All right, guys, let me know you can hear me okay. And let me know you can see the screen as well, please. Great. Okay, so you can see the Google document behind me, yeah? Okay, thankfully it's worked automatically this time. Right, okay, let me see if Stephen is in here. I've been busy doing some bits. So, Stephen, I'll bring you in as a presenter. Okay. I don't want to see your screen. Just, no, I don't want to see that. Panelists. Let me try one more time, Stephen. Okay, now I've done something wrong there. Let me see if I can fix that. Can you share the screen back with me? I don't know. If you share your screen and I can bring it back. I think I pressed the wrong button there for the options. I should have chosen panelist. Just bear with us, guys. We've got a lot to cover today. This is actually going to have to be a two-part webinar. I've just had a 45-minute to 1 hour conversation with my coder for the plugin. And basically, I went through everything that we used to have in there. And there's some things that he didn't put back in yet, but he will get them in there by Friday. So we'll do what we can, and we'll cover some very, very cool stuff. I'll show you some really neat ways that we can use this plugin to be able to, either with the plugin or with the posting from the desktop tool, how we can make these sites look presentable and how we can do some very, very nice SEO stuff that is kind of hidden in the background that people don't see. Okay. Stephen, did you accept the screen there or not?
No, I'll show screen, and
yeah.
then I'll...
Yeah.
Then is that
right,
okay. It's still showing my screen?
Yeah, that's all right. I'm going to bring it back to me. So I'm just going to bring it back to me to make me the presenter.
There we go. I hit the wrong button, sorry.
All right.
I'll just mute myself.
Okay. You can see my screen now, guys, yeah? The Google document. It's the same Google document as before. What we do is we add to this every week or every webinar, so it kind of becomes almost like a PDF kind of ebook, just being a Google Doc instead. But anybody who has not got it, let me copy the link and I'll put it into this chat box in here. Okay, here's the link to the document. Everybody should have that. Right, now, I'll try and cover what I can from this. Okay, my coder was away at the weekend. He likes to go on safaris. He's living in Africa. And this is the original coder from the old Local Traffic Commando plugin. And he's been around for quite a long time. And when I first came across him, I had advertised for a coder to come and build this tool for me. And he came to me, was really upfront, really honest, saying, "Look, I can do this, but I don't have any experience as far as Upwork is concerned." It was called something else then. And can you give me a chance? I'll do the first part for free to prove I can do it. And that was one of the best decisions I ever made. It was saying to him, "Yeah, okay, let's try it." And it took him a little bit longer than normal to get it done because I kept asking for things to be added and tweaks and stuff, and nothing's changed. Every time a coder comes up with the deliverables for me, I've always got a bunch of other stuff ready waiting for him to do. And what I've learned over the years is that give them little bits at a time, and so you will keep seeing updates done to this plugin often and regular, but it's never ever going to seem complete because I've always got some extra bits that I want to add. And I've just noticed that again today where we were having that conversation, said, nothing's really much changed since we did this back in 2011 when we first started to build this one. And I've got a whole bunch of stuff that I want to get done. But what I find with working with these coders is if you give them too much at one time, it overwhelms them. So you will see little updates every few days, okay? So you will just keep seeing extra stuff coming into the plugin, and it will continue like that until I'm happy that we got everything, okay? For me to try and give them everything to do at one time, it's just going to overwhelm them, and things don't get done properly, I find, just from experience. So a little bit of patience with this, and it will just keep improving over time. But you see that with the desktop tools as well, that we keep adding stuff over time. And there's always going to be bug fixes and stuff like that needed. And we try to catch up with those as quickly as possible. But anyway, let me give you a demo of this one and what we can do with it today. Now, some things I want to cover that I feel are really, really important. I do know that there are other people teaching things about poking for keywords, and typically they're saying that you can go and rank for a whole bunch of keywords pretty easily and effortlessly, etc. But if you look over here, I did this plugin. This was June the 12th when we actually released it, and I actually put that back because I had some personal issues. I actually put that back a couple of months at the time, if I remember correct. And you know, we were getting 722 top 10 rankings from 450, what was it, 450 posts we had done there. If you're wondering how you can get 722 rankings from 450 posts, it's because the post can rank for more than one keyword, okay? This has gone back to 2012. Poking is not new, guys. It is not new. It's been around a long time. We were not the original plugin doing that either. There was another plugin called Local Pages Ninja, who I wanted them to do the stuff that I ended up doing in Local Traffic Commando, and because they never answered me and they just ignored my support questions, I decided, okay, screw it, let's go and do it ourselves. And that's what we ended up doing. And this was actually the first software that I had done and that I sold. And you could, at the time we were selling this at $17. And I still get people writing to me today saying, like, this plugin is not working anymore. It's like 5 years later. So they've got a nice surprise if they continue to write to me, because they can get the updated one. Anyway, if you get time, you can watch this. You can have a read through here, and you can see all the things that we were doing. You can watch that video as well, which is kind of interesting. And you can learn how we did that back in 2012. Okay, there's still some things in here that I don't see other people talking about today, which is surprising, really. Everybody's caught up with all the new kind of stuff by using the Google Maps and by using Schema and all that kind of cool stuff. That's fine. We can build that into the tools as well. But the purpose of poking, in my opinion, is so that we can go and find keywords that do have traffic, okay? And there's specific ways that we can do that if we're posting into WordPress and we got some analytics kind of plugins in here. I'm not talking about Google Analytics. There's a whole bunch of plugins that we can use that do not need to use Google Analytics, okay? So we can get real data, real stats with doing this poking strategy. But to do it properly, there's only one really proper way to do this. You cannot make a money site from these kind of websites. To me, it's just not a good way to do it. A proper money site is going to have high quality content. It's going to have different posts. It's not going to have posts that say best dentist in Chelsea, London W1, and the next post says top dentist in Chelsea, London W1. That's not a money site. That cannot be taken seriously. That will not get people coming back into your site. So the way that we need to use this is that we go and find a bunch of keywords that people are already ranking for, okay? The top ranking keywords for we go and find the top ranking websites or top ranking content for particular keywords, and we go and find all of the organic keywords that they're ranking for with that one piece of content, okay? For those that never seen this before, I've covered it in the last sort of 2 or 3 webinars, but I do realize there will be some other people here, newer people here. If I come in here, actually let me go back. If I'm in Ahrefs and I come down here, you can see this is the top ranking URL. Now if I go to the Site Explorer and I put in here the URL, and I do a URL search in here from Ahrefs, it's going to bring back some information. If I click over here to organic keywords, you can see here these numbers up here with the American flag, 1,195. That's all the keywords that that one piece of content is ranking for. Okay, so this is how we can get highly relevant keywords from Google. And by getting these highly relevant keywords from Google, what it means is that we can go and poke for all of these keywords, find out, first of all, what's easy to rank for, what has got traffic, what can rank with a little bit of backlinking. Okay, I know that other people are teaching like you can do this without any backlinks. Sometimes just a few backlinks will get you rankings, and you don't want to lose that sort of 15, 20, 30% of keywords for the sake of a 3-minute backlinking campaign using the tools that we've got built into Traffic Scout. Okay, so we've combined all of that. Now, to do this properly, there's only one real proper way to do this, and this is to use these campaigns one at a time for one keyword. Okay, so one keyword to me is going to pull back the top 25 results in Google and do this search for the top 25 results in Google and take all of these keywords it's ranking for. Okay, every single one of them for the top 25 ranking URLs in Google, and from that is going to give us a whole bunch of keywords that we can use in a campaign. Now that's going to give us thousands of keywords. We don't need to do 1 million plus posts though. What we want to do is we want to find keywords that we can rank for that are related to that keyword term. Okay, is this making sense so far? I'm keeping everything as relevant as possible with my campaigns if I do it this way. I'm keeping everything very, very tightly grouped campaigns, so that one campaign that I do is all around one particular keyword phrase. So if I'm going to do it around free SEO tools and I go to the top 25 ranking sites in Google and I put it through Ahrefs, and this one is giving me 1,195 keywords it's ranking for. By the time I get down to number 9 or number 10, there's probably about 200 keywords that they're ranking for. Okay, but I combine them all, I delete the duplicates, I can put them into the Traffic Scout software, either the desktop tool where we can post into WordPress and we can schedule and drip feed and all that kind of stuff, or I can put it into the WordPress plugin, which I'm showing you today. Okay, and that way I can go and find what keywords we can rank for quite easily with just a little bit of backlinking, and everything is relevant. And what I get from that, the data I get from that, the information that I get from that is going to be used to create one money site post. Okay, I'm going to take those keywords that we can rank for, I'm going to take some other ones that are maybe high traffic ones, just to build a relevancy, and I'm going to create a high quality blog post with it on a separate site, on a money site. That's the only way that I can see can be done properly doing this. If you want to get repeat visitors, if you want to get conversions, and that's what we're doing it for. Okay, we're not doing it for rankings, we're doing it to get traffic. Traffic is great to have as long as we know how to get the conversions, and if we can do that, we can make money. Okay, we can be profitable. We can show our clients, if you're doing offline, some real stats, some real data, and some real, professional marketing approach, rather than just, hey, I've got 722 page one rankings, and he looks at his data a little bit later and thinks, well, I haven't got any traffic for those keywords. Then it's kind of embarrassing. Okay, you want to avoid that if you're doing that for clients. You want to do this nicely and not sort of be forced on the back foot. So anyway, let's come back over to the plugin now, and you can see how it can be built out. Okay, now before I start to use this, I'm going to show you how we can hide any post done from the navigation, and I'm going to show you how we can redirect any other navigation to one page, which is going to be the home page, which is going to be a squeeze page. Okay, this way we can keep the site looking respectable. Okay, at the very least we can keep it looking respectable, so that if somebody wants to go somewhere, they're going to get redirected back to the home page where you've got a squeeze page winning. They're not going to see dentists in Chelsea, London, W1, and see another post, top dentists in London and top dentists in Chelsea, London, kind of thing, where it's all the same content. That's just stupidity. We don't want that. We don't even want to have a lot of spun content on a site pretending to be a money site, because to me that's just stupidity as well. We want to be able to get the ranking data, get the ranking information, put some marketing elements on the site as well while we're there, so that we can, you know, add things like retargeting pixels. We can build a retargeting audience. We can put some squeeze pages, can put some pop-ups, some opt-in forms or whatever, and we can, you know, make the most of any traffic that's coming in. But ideally, what we want to do is have the site looking half decent, and at the same time, we can get that data, that information, with the purpose of just using it for that purpose, where, you know, we're not trying to pretend this is a money site. I mean, who are we kidding? Those kind of sites, those kind of poking sites with that kind of shitty content is never going to convert. It's just not going to convert. Don't waste your time thinking you can turn it into a money site, but we can make it look pretty reasonable. Okay, so the tool, you can see here, is very, very simple. We added campaign name. This is just for you. Nobody else will see that. We can choose the categories. Now, this is really, really important how we do this here. As I'm going to show you in a second, we're going to exclude the posts in any specific category that you want not to show in anywhere in the navigation. So it will not show on the sidebar. It will not show on any menu tabs. There will not be a back and forward button between previous posts and things like that. Okay, and these will be hidden completely. Okay, so that means we can go and do thousands of posts, and when people come to your site, they can only see one post. And if you try to go anywhere else, they go to the home page. Okay, they get sent to the home page. That way is, to me, a lot more sensible, and we can do something a bit more respectable with that. Okay, so the keywords, these are going to be the main keywords. So if we're looking at Longtail Alpha tool, which was built on the old Local Traffic Commando stuff, if I look in the Longtail Alpha tool, we've got the modifiers, the keywords, and the locations in here. Okay, so this would be the keywords. This is going to be the middle part of the content, or of the titles that you're using. Okay, and if we want to put in modifiers before and after, and you want to use the keywords that we're getting from Ahrefs, then we need to put in something before and after using the plugin. Okay, I will get it optional so that you can put in just one column with the plugin, but for now, what we can do, we can do something very, very simple. Now, how do we create modifiers and an end modifier for this kind of keywords here? It's very easy. All you do is put in something like 2017 at the beginning and put in the word info or information at the end. Okay, and that will give you your 3 columns. Okay, really super simple, where we don't want to get multiple variations with 2017, 2016, all that kind of stuff. Our main keywords that we want to go and test is these ones here. Okay, because this is what Google is ranking, the top ranking content for that particular keyword. Okay, now I've got a very, very competitive niche here. SEO Tools is getting thousands of searches per month, but I just wanted to do it with something that you will be familiar with. Okay, so you know, I don't really know if I'm going to get any rankings using the long tail strategy in such a competitive kind of for such a competitive keyword term, but I'm pretty sure we will get some that we can go and create a blog post that will get traffic and that we can build upon. Okay, so that's all I want to do with this. I'm going to put in one modifier and one location, put in 2017, so it makes perfect sense. 2017 SEO Tools info, 2017 free SEO Tools info. Okay, but I'm still keeping the core of my keywords in here, right? So this is what I do for the keywords. This is what I do for the modifier. The modifier is the one that shows at the front, and the people, that name came about because it was either location or product name. Okay, because we were doing at that time, telling people to use at that time product names for maybe Amazon products and stuff like that. Okay, but you can put anything in these columns that you want. Just remember that the modifiers are going to be at the beginning, the keyword is going to be at the middle, and this third column, the people, is going to be the third end modifier, whether it's a location or not. Okay, so in the spin title here, in the spin tags, what you can see is that we can put in our shortcodes. So this will put in an H1 title into your blog post. Okay, anything you want to put in here, from these shortcodes that you can see here on the left-hand side. The keyword shortcode is here. You can just simply copy, paste that. We will make it this clickable. You can just put it into there when you want with one click, but right now it's the way it's working. Okay, so we want to put in something like modifier, keyword, location. Okay, now I don't want really to put in that word info all the time, so I'm going to take that out because it's already going to be in the title of the post. The modifier, keyword, and location is going to be at the or the p-bar is going to be at the title of the post. So I can really just simplify this and put in keyword if I want to. Okay, or I can put in modifier and I can put in keyword. So I'll leave it like that one for now. Now the spin tags, what I did, very, very simple. What I want to do is get relevant content, but I'm not worried about the quality of the content. I'm doing it just for research purposes. That's what we're doing this for, for Traffic Scout, to find the keywords that we can rank for. So all I did was go over here to the WordPress poster in the desktop tool. Okay, and I'll click on this, I'll click on edit. And you can see in here that I pulled in an article from Article Builder about SEO. I auto-spun it. Then I just simply copy and go over to the, just close that down, and come back over here, and I put it into the H1 content, a part of that article. Okay, so this is going to be an H1 title at the beginning of the post, just underneath the title that you've got, but we're going to have some images and some videos in here as well. Okay, so this H1 content is what the content that shows underneath that H1 title. Then we have an H2 title. Okay, you can see that we're just doing some very, very basic SEO, putting our H tags in here. So we have an H2 title and we have an H2, the content for under H2. Again, H3 title. Maybe this time I want to use just the keyword. Okay, where I can put for the H3 title. I can do the same thing for the H2 for one, so you can put any combination in here. If I wanted to change it around where, say for example, just come up here, I'll get my modifier, that's the front one, which is going to be 2017. If I want to, I can have keyword 2017. Okay, very, very easy, simple stuff. Again, with the H3 content comes under the H3 title that we put in here. Now you can choose in here if you want to put in some backlinks. This is what we had in the old Local Traffic Commando. What I suggest you do, or consider to do, is put in some links that are internal links in this site. Okay, it's just building some kind of internal linking structure. If you want to do it all to your homepage, you would just do something like I've got here. You see, this test site is called freerankingtools.club. Simply bring that in, put it in here. Maybe you want to do it for an about page or whatever. You can do that as well. I'm going to leave it just to make every post link back to the homepage. Okay. Now the images and stuff, you want to keep as generic as possible for this. So I'm just going to type in SEO. Now watch what happens in the background here. You can see in the background that I've got this image box. If I click on that, you can see it automatically pre-fills in here what the URL is. So I can simply go through all of these. Now the beauty of this system is that the more images and the more videos you put in here, the more unique each post will be. Okay? And the reason for that is that it's going to rotate between the images and the videos for every single post. Every single post will have one video, one image. So if I've got 10 images and I've got 100 videos, it's going to take image number 1, video number 1 for the first post. Then it will take image number 1, video number 2, image number 1, video number 3. There will always be different combinations of that multimedia on every single blog post. Plus you have the spin tags as well, okay, so that you can keep every post is as unique as possible. Okay, so I can go and choose a whole bunch of these. And I don't really care about the quality. I'm not really thinking about money site content at the moment. What we're doing is we're digging so that we can get information. what are the keywords we want to put in that money site content. Okay, so you can see there I've got probably about 20 images. Okay, and here, just bring that up to the top. Search videos. I'll do the same thing again. Generate keywords, SEO. Okay, and we can go and add a whole bunch of these. Now, when I'm using the tool, when I'm able to use the tool now that we had some issues over the weekend I was waiting to get fixed with the server stuff. Now I'm seeing that we need a check all kind of button in here. So little things like that, don't worry, I'm spotting them as I'm using the tool, as I'm doing the demos, and when I do the tutorials, etc. I will get lists of things that we need to get done. I already given them a few things this morning to do. So I'll just make this, add as many of these as I can be bothered adding so that I can keep that content as unique as possible. Okay, I'll close that off now. And so you can see pretty effortlessly we've made our content very, very unique by the time it goes in post. Okay, so for the uniqueness, what we got is we got our spin tags, we got our titles. Okay, all of this is just basic on-page SEO stuff, H1 tags, H2 tags, unique content, etc., etc. Okay, you can choose to use a backlink or not use a backlink to your homepage or anywhere else you want to. I would not backlink outside the site with these kind of poking sites. I don't think it's going to do you much good, especially if you're removing these posts later. Okay, then all I have to do is click on submit. Now, before I do that, what I wanted to do was go over to my settings, and I'm going to come over to where it's got reading, and I'm going to make sure that in the reading settings, I've got a static page shown for the home page. Okay, I do not want a home page with 10 or 20 blog posts, all with very, very similar titles, all with very, very similar content. Okay, what I want to do is choose one post that I've already got. So if I go over here to the home page, this is what people will see. Okay, giving them a free tool, put in the name, the address, and they get some free SEO tools. Very simple, really easy, and it's all congruent to what these posts are going to be about. Now later, what I might do is I might delete or change the offer here when I go to do a campaign for the next keyword. So for example, if I am doing, let's just open this up here. Say I'm doing a site about SEO, and I want to go after particular keywords, and my topic around that site is going to be SEO tools and softwares, for example. I'll make this bigger in a second. Just bring that up. So maybe I want to do some posts around SEO tools and around keyword research and around WordPress, SEO, etc. Then what I'm doing is I'm going to do a campaign for each one of these. Once I've got the data that I needed, once I've got the data that I want, I can delete those campaigns and I can redo them within the same site again if I want to. Okay. To me, these are just throwaway sites, but still, because we're paying for 88 cents or whatever for these domains, might as well try to get the most out of them. There's no reason why you cannot go and do multiple campaigns. Okay. So for example, I've got this one campaign I'm ready to go with. Once I click on this submit button, it's going to go and start making the posts. Okay. Now I can just go and do another campaign straight away for keyword research, and then do another one straight away for WordPress SEO, for example. Okay. There's nothing to stop you using that one site for all your different campaigns. But you've got to remember that all the different campaigns you need to group in a way that you're keeping your keywords very, very tight that we're taking from Ahrefs. Okay. Let's see if we get any questions before we go further. Anybody? Any questions? I don't have the Skype on. Don't think. Oh yeah, I don't have. Okay, Stephen, do you want to add anything in here before we go further?
Hang on, with a drink. With the, I call them tokens, you call them modifiers. Does it matter which way we put them in when we make, say, for example, the H1 title? Because you've got a modified keyword and then the other one, the PB something. Does it matter which way we put them in, or it just picks them up as it goes?
It will. If you put in here your modifier, if you take that and put that at the end, and you delete it from here, then it's going to show something like
Perfect.
SEO School Online for 2017, for example. SEO.
Yep.
So
I'm just checking. I was just making sure they can put them in any order they want, same as they can do with VSA and that. So that's the only question. I reckon this is great. This is really good. That's all.
And the title will be going through the long tail alpha process of doing every combination. So there's going to be 2017 free SEO checkup info, 2017 Google website analyzer info, etc. I did ask him this morning to make it that we could put just one column active if we wanted to, maybe a checkbox option. So he said he will have that ready by Friday. We will have some updates by Friday. Then I will give him a few more as well. We can get into the maps and the schema stuff at that point. Just some of the basics need to be put in first. Now, what was happening before with the old Local Traffic Commando plugin, which I found out this morning is not active yet, is that it combines with the all-in-one SEO plugin. Okay, now all-in-one SEO plugin, the way it works is it's going to put in the title and it's going to put in some parts of the beginning of your post for every single post that it makes into the SEO settings. Okay, now I've done some SEO settings inside the all-in-one SEO, and I think it's going to pull that in automatic anyway, but he will integrate it so that works. Let me just close some of this off here so I can find stuff that I want to find. Get rid of that, just bear with me and I will come into the SEO settings. Now you'll see I've got two plugins in here for SEO. I've got all-in-one SEO somewhere, and got Stallion. Where's the all-in-one SEO? Oh, weird, I was in there just a few minutes ago. Okay, let's click on this and see if it gives us any better clue. Okay, got the settings in here. So I've done some basic settings in here for canonical URLs, etc., so that we just got one URL that's going to be showing. Often you will find that WordPress will create more than one variation of a URL, especially if you're using categories and stuff like that. It will create different URLs for the one post. So this will make it just one post URL will be used. It's doing almost like a redirect. What I did as well, I installed this one called Stallion WordPress SEO plugin, and it gives you some basic options. What they're saying or what they're arguing is that not to no index any of your pages. Okay, so we can add that in there anyway. So this will be in the template, and this is the sort of standard SEO stuff that we need. And these settings, you can see in here that we can use things like schema markup, etc. as well. Okay, now I need to get into documentation for this to see if it's working fully, or we need to build it into a plugin. But if we got plugins like all-in-one SEO that's going to for us, then that is good enough, because they're doing that with a lot of work already done, with any corrections done, that we don't need to go and recode it if they're doing it for us. Okay, so this will work and integrate with all-in-one SEO. Okay, so that we can go and have a post optimized and stuff as well. Now what also happens is any of these images that gets posted into your site, it will pre-fill the alt tag of those images. Okay, so it's going to pre-fill the alt tag of the images with the keywords that's been used with the long tail alpha variations. So the first one is going to be something like 2017 SEO tools info. That's what will be the alt tag. So every time it does another rotation or another variation of this, the next image is going to be according to the blog post title. Okay. Then once we've done all that, all we have to do is click and submit. I mean, it's really, really, really simple, and we can go and create hundreds, thousands of posts. Now, what I suggest you do is you try and keep it as tight as possible. Okay. And when you're keeping it really, really tight like that, then you can get the information for every sort of major keyword that you want to go rank for. Okay, and you can see the ones that's got traffic, and we can get the ones that's got some analytics and stuff that we can, take a good guess that, a little bit of backlinking and more, maybe high quality backlinking on a money post, then we can get some major boost with those rankings. We can also do other things to boost the rankings without getting spammy. Still black hat, but without getting spammy if we're using high retention video views where we got one link in description going to link into a particular blog post on the money site. Then we can go and get high retention views that are clicking through from the SERPs, first of all. Then we get the high retention views. And because that link is in the description, that link will start to rise for those particular keywords as well. So we can take all those keywords and put it into VidaTech Alpha, for example, or you can go and do things like, what's the name of those sites, Stephen? The ones that you can get those tasks done. Mechanical Turk. There's another 2 or 3 of those kinds of sites, which is a good way to do it as well, because you're getting those different people from all over the world that will do that for you for really, really cheap. And that will definitely boost the links in the description of your YouTube video. You will start to see that ranking for those particular keywords. It will just keep moving up, okay? And those are kind of very, very easy things to do where we're not thinking about massive backlinking to money sites, okay? Just really, really, really simple things to do. Now, what this is doing at the moment, I need to process in here, is it's doing it on a drip feed. And I've asked them to put an option in to post 200 per hour or post all at one time, okay? At the moment, he's got it on a drip feed of 1 every 10 minutes, which is nowhere near enough. That's only 140 posts per day. But that part should be updated by the end of today so that I can, when I can release this tonight, that I can give the ability for 200 posts per hour. Okay, that way it can drip feed and it will look a little bit more natural. Now, if we go to look at the post, okay, you can see we got our image, we got our video, and it's pretty okay looking. Yeah, we got a link to the homepage, and that's basically how it's working. Now, I did ask him to add some tags as well. I know that some people want to use a whole bunch of tags and stuff in here. If you want to do that, then keep to the keywords that you put inside for your keyword column. Okay, if you want to use the tags, I've seen other tools that have got 100 or 200 tags at the bottom, which is fine if you want to do that, as long as the keywords are tightly grouped. If you're using the Ahrefs strategy like I've showed you, then you can't really go far wrong, because Google is already ranking those top ranking URLs, that top ranking content for all of those keywords anyway. So you're not going to go far wrong. You're just building the relevancy. So if you want to take all of those keywords and put them into the tags, which I will build into the software as an option, that we will just take every single keyword in that middle column, you checkbox it and it can show the tags in there. Then we'll have those really spammy looking tags things down here. If you want to do it, it's up to you. It's entirely up to you. Okay. Any questions?
These sites we're making right in front of us here are better than the ones that people are using to build mass builder sites. Far better.
Yeah.
If you look at Workhorse or something like that, which does this, but these sites are great. Now, you said last week these will ping, so these will ping straight away so they can get indexed pretty quick?
Not yet. It's something that's on the list for him to do. As far as that is concerned, what we can do is we can take all of the URLs and we can put them into the desktop tool just now for pinging and indexing once they're published. One of the things I did want to show you is how to generate sitemaps and stuff like that as well. There's a couple of ways that we can do this that I'll cover in just a minute. But to answer your question, not right now, but it will be built in. Those basic stuff will be done first. So things like that will be done by Friday for sure. Okay. I've got no idea why he took some things out. Now I started watching the video on here and I was really surprised. I stopped after 4.5 minutes or 4 minutes and 50 seconds and I grabbed him and said, why is this stuff not in here? Because there was some really neat stuff in here before, where we could put in business information and then we could use the shortcode that was like biz-info. We had things like for RSS feeds that we can put in here. We had other things for that it's just not showing, you know. So I went to the old sales page, I went and searched for it, and there's something a little bit weird looking here. I think Warrior Plus is updated since 2012, obviously, but it didn't look like that before. But all of the things that's in here, they will be put back in. Okay, so I took a screenshot of these, of this section here. And you can see like we had the modifiers for, we had the shortcodes or tokens for modifier, keyword, city, business details, RSS feeds, etc. And we can add a whole bunch more like maps, schema, whatever. You know, we can do article schemas and things like that as well, not just the local ones. There's a whole bunch of schemas that we can do, which will, for the purpose of finding keywords that we can rank for, makes a lot more sense. So we can do multiple things like that. We'll just build over time. All right, guys, do you have any questions? Anybody get any questions? Because everybody is so quiet that sometimes I'm wondering if my microphone went off. So Stephen, you mentioned the other day, was one thing that you mentioned the other day that to do with the maps for the local Google Maps. Do you want to explain to them what that was? Because this is something that we will get added in now.
You can get a normal Google map which will just show the example of the town. It's a basic one, but what we're trying to do is, for example, you have a pet store in Texas or a suburb of Texas, and you'll be able to go into the map and be able to modify it. So, for example, if you bring up pet store in Texas, it will actually show a pet store in Texas map on the page, which will help the page rank a lot better because it's got that local content on it. That's what we're hoping to, well, we should be able to get into it. It's just a case of just putting a different code in it from Google Maps, and it will just give you your map location on your page, which should be great. So, and give another unique content to make it rank faster. So that's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. Okay. Guys, one thing to show you that I need to cover, I really need to cover this, because inside the settings here, there's a plugin. It's called Category Excluder. And this is a really simple plugin that we can use to hide any categories that we want, okay, from the navigation, so that when we're on the site, where's the site gone now? I need to open it one more time. When we're on this site, then, where's the post? Okay. We've got the recent posts here, something like SEO website analysis free 2017. Once it starts posting more and more, you're going to have a list of these that all got kind of similar terms and stuff depending on how you do it. What we want to do is to hide these, okay? And to hide these, what we can do is go to the Category Excluder plugin here, and we can choose to hide that particular category, okay? Very simple, very easy. We can exclude it from feeds if we want to, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to exclude it from feeds. We're going to use feeds for this, and we'll put it into FeedBurner. A little bit like the RSS Extreme plugin, RSS Extreme that we got for the alpha tools, for the desktop tools. So we don't want to exclude the feeds. We can exclude it from archives where people cannot find it. We can exclude from search, which I believe is searching your WordPress site, but I didn't take it out in case it's going to make it no index or something like that. I'm just being a little bit careful. Now if I update this, okay, and I refresh the page now, this should be hidden. So recent posts should be hidden now. And there you can see the old pages come up, the hello world WordPress page. So we can hide all of those posts just by excluding categories. Really simple, but very, very effective. Okay, and that can make the site look a little bit more decent that way. Okay, now the next thing is to, if you want to add the sitemaps and stuff, what I want to do, if you can see here, if I click on preview, actually let's have a look at the WordPress plugin itself. Let's see if I can find, I'll show you what it should look like. Just refresh this, I think I added it just before we come in. Slick sitemap, if I go to view the details over here, it will show you what it should look like. And it will create HTML sitemap like this, okay? It's not an XML sitemap, it's an HTML sitemap, so that we can get all of these, all the relevance built in again just by adding a shortcode into a page. So all I need to do, once I've activated that plugin, is I can call this one, just make a page, call it HTML sitemap, put slick sitemap, click on publish. Okay, and if I go to view the page, then you can see I've got one post here right now. So when it starts to do more posts, then all of these are going to start showing. Okay, we've got that HTML sitemap. Now for the XML sitemaps, what we're going to do is have image sitemap, video sitemap, and a basic XML sitemap, which we will ping over to Google and Bing. Okay, we're not going to put it into Google Analytics or Webmaster Tools or any of that kind of stuff. We're keeping it away from that, but we can still ping Google and Bing about our website. Okay, and plus we've got our pinging going on with the settings and the writing settings in here as well. Okay, so all of that basic stuff we will have built in. Now I need to work a little bit extra on the poking template, okay, because the poking template is taking on a new dimension by adding in this plugin to the Traffic Scout Alpha product. And basically it means that I want to spend at least one day going through everything and thinking through and just being really focused and doing one thing to create that poking template and make it as good as it can be. Because if we can get that correct, if we can get that right, then we can have everything built in here that you can see other people paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars for. We can have it built in here using good plugins by reputable plugin developers who are SEO specialists that have put some elements that we need into their plugins or created a plugin specifically for some elements that we can take advantage of, where we're not paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars to be able to go and get it. Okay, for me to go and code it, it means that I've got to go and spend a lot of testing time and stuff like that. We don't need to go and do that if we've already got people with a good reputation as developers, as SEOs, etc., that we can take advantage of what they're providing for free and we can put it in here. Okay, that can even go as far as for the schema stuff, for the sitemaps, for Google Maps possibly as well. I've just got to go and have a look. So I need to spend a whole day on that, which I intend to do probably tomorrow, not today. I've got too much to do today to catch up on some other stuff, but by tomorrow. So what we will do is we're going to come back again on Friday night. It's going to be Friday PM America time, 8 PM or something like that, and when the plugin has been updated again. But what I've shown you today, basically, I mean, it looks super simple and I've been talking a lot, but what we've done in just a few minutes is we have actually gone and created thousands of posts, because it's on a Drip feed, they're not all showing right now. We have excluded all of these posts from the navigation. okay? And we have, for the homepage, all I did was create an InstaBuilder page, which took me about 3 minutes. I mean, that's literally 3 minutes work. Using a template, all I had to do was change the text up here and put in an autoresponder code, which I haven't done yet here. I haven't put an autoresponder code in here yet, still to add that. And that means that this is the home page. Now, there's one more plugin I want to show you. Let's go to the settings. There's a plugin called WP Traffic Up. Now, I'm going to talk to them and see if I can get a coupon for this. And what WP Traffic Up does is, if I go into the settings in here, is I can put in here a URL where we can redirect. Okay, copy, put in the redirect, click on Save Changes. Now if I go back over to the post, if I've done this properly, should kick in that when I try to go away, that it just kicks in that, okay. Put that back in again one more time. Just reload it one more time. It means that when I go to exit, it's going to take them to the home page. No, not yet. I've done something wrong in here with the settings. Let's check that out. Maybe I've already had it pop up before. Okay, let's try one more time. I've got it working on my main site. I tested it on the main site this morning. Yeah, okay. So it redirects to the home page whenever they try to go away. I'll try it one more time because it was so subtle that I've missed it. Okay, so this is the blog post. When I go to click away, it goes to the home page. So when they try to go away from you or try to navigate about, we take them directly into a marketing element where we can try and get some email address or something so that we can remarket to them, but we can do it properly and send them to a better site. If I go into all pages in here, let me see this one. I clicked on the preview because I haven't activated this post. Basically, once they filled it in, it will redirect them. Damn it. I don't like those exit intent pop-ups the way they work when you just move your mouse and they jump up. I'm going to create one actually that you have to click the back button or the X button to get these to appear. But you can see here that this is what they will get. Now the good thing in here, and something that's really important, if you're trying to build a list, try always to over-deliver. Now, if you notice, what I was offering in here was to get page one rankings with a free tool. When they go to get that tool, I'm giving them 4 different Chrome extensions. I'm over-delivering them. Nice little tip to build trust immediately with any new person coming into your email list. Over-deliver on that very, very first interaction where they have given you the email. Okay, deliver more than you promised, and you've built instant trust with them because I promised 1 tool and they've got 4. Okay, then I think, oh wow, that's pretty cool. I thought I was going to get 1 tool, which is up here at the top, but they also got another free tool that they can go and use. Okay, just a nice little tip there. Then we're working as marketers and not just sort of spammy SEO for the purpose of getting rankings for, you know, crappy content with no traffic on those keywords. We're starting to go into the marketing side and think about, you know, bringing that traffic back, getting the most out of that traffic, nurturing the traffic so that we can get leads and sales for them over time, whether it's going to be email promotions or whether it's going to be getting people into webinars or whatever it might be. If you're doing it for clients or for yourself, building that relationship and nurturing your traffic is a good way to do things. So that, you know, that's how most of those guys that you see are making money every day. All the guys you see doing the JVZoo stuff at 27 bucks, those tools cost thousands of dollars to build. Often they're just good enough for a launch. You know, when I look at them, I'm thinking, man, there's a ton of missing pieces for this particular software. Why didn't they add this, or why didn't they add that? The answer is simple. They're doing it just to be able to build an email list. That's how they all make money, email lists. Okay, they remarket to you again and again and again, and that's how they make money. Okay, which is fine as a business model, as long as they like the products that they're promoting. And you could do that just as easily as what they are. And basically having an email list that you can do that with, it can give you in itself a lot of freedom to have a better lifestyle. So if you're not building a list and doing this kind of stuff, I highly suggest you start to do it, because this is making the most of the traffic that you're generating. Okay, and if you're going to generate traffic, we want to be able to remarket to them again and again and again. Otherwise, they just leave your site and they don't look back, and they, you know, you've forgotten about it as soon as they go on to the next web page. Always do something to build that list. Okay, just marketing 101. And I know that a lot of people do it, but there's still a lot of people who are not doing it, and really you need to do it. I mean, it's so easy. I mean, this squeeze page, literally 3 minutes to do. And there's nothing hard here, just using Instabuilder, and, you know, we've got something that can convert and bring in some leads. All right, anybody got any questions? Nobody's been asking questions since we started. Are you still there?
They must be there. There's 17 of them there.
Right, okay. Yeah, I only sent one email. I didn't promote this one heavily today, which is fine. Okay. Bride and Mario. I don't understand the comment. We're too impressed. Okay. Marcus, okay, thanks. Right, now, anybody got any questions? You can ask now. Okay. Let's come back over here, see what I've delivered from what we promised at the beginning of the webinar. Now, I did say it was going to be over 2 webinars, and that's because there are still some bits that we need to put into the plugin. Okay. So using the keyword discovery tool, basically it's the same as grouping the keywords. There's one rule to do it really well. Okay, one campaign around one seed keyword, with that one seed keyword going to be the topic of your next blog post. If you've got any sort of questions about what kind of blog posts you should do, there's multiple ways that you can do that. So what I like to do, for example, in SEO or stuff like that, I like to go to sites that shout me out. Okay, this is what I call a money site. He's got some great content, fantastic content in here. Okay, and he's always doing stuff that piques my interest, that piques my attention. So what I can do is come over to his category for SEO, and you can see like best keyword research tools for SEO 2017. 6 awesome tools to find long tail keywords in any niche. He's got fantastic posts. This is a very, very, very high traffic site. Look at how many people he's got here. 874,673. That is a money site, guys. This is professional blogging at its best. Okay. Another one you can look at, Backlinko, you can look at Matthew Woodward, etc. And I can come in here and have a look and think to myself, yeah, I want to do a blog post about this. Okay, so maybe I'm looking at this one for optimizing, say, on-page SEO. Okay, I can do my post about SEO. I can do my keyword research about on-page SEO. I'm still going to include the major keywords in there that I want to go for, like SEO, on-page SEO, 2017, or for WordPress. Those are major keywords. We're still going to put them in there, but we want to go and rank for the long tails with the same piece of content. Okay, and then I can come in and look at, you know, posts like he's got. Look at Backlinko posts for the same things. You can see in here he's taken from search metrics and infographic. I can go and grab that as well, and we can go and get some great ideas by looking at the best websites in any niche, and find out how they're doing it, what's working for them. And this is what a money site looks like. It doesn't look like those spammy sites. Don't try to make those spammy sites into money sites. You're not going to make money like that. You just cannot possibly make money like that. The only way you could do it is if you find a business dumb enough to pay you money for page one rankings for keywords that, and websites that are not that good, um, it's just marketing 101 stuff. Right, okay. Okay, thanks for the kind words, Richard. Next PBN webinar, David, is on Wednesday, I believe it is. I put the links into the Skype group, and I sent it out by email as well. Okay. So what we're going to do, Stephen, I'll need your help with this one. We're going to set up 10 PBN sites that we're going to get the domains from one-on-one hosting. We will use SERP to go and find the domains that we want to buy. So those 99-cent domains, we're going to set up 10. I'll get Elwell to come in and help us with this so we can do it live on the webinar. Okay. And we will build a 10-site PBN network for less than $10 with content. Advertorial type blog posts. Yeah, Marcus, that would work, okay. If you're looking to do it for money site kind of things, if you want to try and do it for the poking sites, I would keep that, I would keep that kind of more advanced marketing to money sites. But yeah. Okay, could we add a right column for widgets to add the banners? You mean on the actual... Over here, we've got this right column over here in the widget section, so you can put in there whatever you want. I will pre-fill this new poking template with stuff that will cover that, okay? I spent probably about half the day yesterday going through some PLR stuff that I could find. And I got some really good stuff that I'll start to put into the fan page. Maybe I might be able to get one in there today, but I need to test them before I can put them in there. I've got a whole bunch of plugins, things that you will see some launches. Actually, there was 2 launches this week, and I found PLR plugins that do pretty much the same thing for free that I can give away inside the fan page instead of people paying like $47 for it. So keep an eye on the fan page. So I will get some content in there this week and some free plugins in there this week as well. What I might do is start to rebrand them so that we can build them out over time as well. If I can find one more WordPress plugin coder, then I would rebrand and start building them out, because some of them are good, but they could do with a little tweak to make them even better.
Now, if we're going to build these for poking sites, they really won't be long-term sites. Would you keep the pages up there, or would you get rid of them once you've done your research?
I would do the campaigns and then probably get rid of those campaigns. These sites these sites are they're throwaway sites. I mean, there's no reason why you can't just keep them up as long as you don't link to your money site from here. Okay, don't link to your money site from here. It's just for research. Maybe you can go back in a few weeks and you can check it. And there's even free rank checker tools for WordPress that I found for free from the PLR. I've just got to test them, and we can give those out, put them into the poking templates as well. So I need to completely redo that poking template now that we got this. But I like these posts. These posts are quite cool. So we've got our H1.
Because you look at these sites. So you look at these sites here. There's one guy charging $170 US a month to build sites less quality than this. But right. you could pretty much put it, as this guy said, put banners on the side, even put AdSense into here carefully, and you could just let them sit there. You know what I mean? If you get a couple of clicks a year, you might make a couple. You know what I mean? You'd still make money out of them.
Yeah, the thing is, if these are ranking, if these pages are ranking, and we get aggressive with the backlinks at some point, well, I would be pretty sure that I would be blasting these just to see what happens. Once I've got the information that I need, I'm probably going to get a bit more aggressive and really blast the hell out of some of the posts, the ones that are ranking, because there's different stages that we'll go through in each webinar, where once we've got some keywords that we might want to just go and put some, when we've got some keywords as ranking, for example, and some keywords with traffic, we might want to do some extra backlinking just to see if we can push it up a little bit, or even some sort of VideoTech Alpha strategy where we're getting high retention views and stuff to push them up a bit. At that point, once I've got the data, I might get very, very aggressive with it and go and send, 1,500 bookmarks. So that kind of stuff.
So the tools, we've got the tools there. Everyone's got the tools there to backlink these pretty much for free once you've got the tools. Like, I go into SEMrush and get some long tail keywords from Yahoo Answers, and they rank really quick. So you could pretty much get some keywords and put them into there, and we know they rank pretty quick, and run some backlinks to them.
Yeah.
So they're pretty. Once you've built your sites, running backlinks to them is easy. Like you've got in front of you right there.
Yeah, yeah. And we've got our bulk account creator. I've noticed he's updated the email servers this week, so that hopefully we've got higher success rate. But this week he's working on the IFTTT sites. I gave him a whole list of sites, and he gave it back to me for, let's see if I can find it in here. It's IFTTT. So I gave him a bunch of sites that I found in IFTTT that we can work with for recipes and sequences, as I call them now. I think they don't even call them recipes anymore. So all of these ones that he said they can create accounts with, all of these are going to get added into the account creators this week. Okay. There's some that we can't, like we can't do Blogger, we can't do Facebook, etc. But all of these ones here, these will all be coded and put into the main account creators and all of the tools. Okay. So in here, when we go to create the accounts, where's my accounts? I need to create a new. Where's my list of sites? I've forgotten how to do it now.
I haven't been. It's a long time.
Yeah, I usually use the bulk one, but there's a way to do it. Yeah, in here.
Yeah.
Do it in here where you've got all these sites that come in here. So we're going to have a lot more of these accounts in here. Okay, from the IFTTT. So his job this week, apart from doing some fixes for the YouTube channel stuff that he's working on last night, etc., what we will have by the end of the week for the desktop tools is these account creators, the bulk account creators, is going to have all of these sites that we can do. That's the first step of the sort of IFTTT backlink commando updates. So we have a bunch more sites in here that we can use for account creators. Then we will have a bunch more bookmark sites as well. Now, even if there's only 7 or 8 bookmark sites, there's no reason why you cannot create multiple accounts with those with the bulk account creator. It's just so easy. All you have to do is click on bulk, and you can choose how many. You can create 50 profiles with maybe 8 or 10 sites in each, and you've got a few hundred bookmark sites that you can use for backlinking. Okay, so all of that kind of stuff we've got built in. It's not hard for us to be able to go and backlink. It's not hard for us to get pretty aggressive once we've started to get the data that we need. And you've got the Web 2 embeds and stuff in here as well. Let's see what else we've got in here that I haven't covered so far in the webinars. Alpha networks as well that we can do. Bookmarks, Web 2. And we've got a rank tracker in here. Now, what I want to do for the rank tracker, well, let's clear that. Okay. The rank tracker, what we want to do is build it into WordPress. Okay, so I've got a PLR plugin that actually does it, and I will talk to Abbas as well. I think he's got one too. Might be able to use one from him, where we can rebrand it if it's a PLR, and I can start adding more things in it as well, so that we can get instant indexing, instant pinging from them. I did see a plugin this morning as well from Mike Thomas and Mark Hess. It was like SEO Rapid Indexer. It was like $9 or $10. I will get that and we will test that as well this week. And we can run that so that we can get fast indexing, because that's the one thing that we really need for these poking sites, is to get them indexed pretty quickly so that we can get the information pretty quickly. Okay. All right. So I think that's all I want to cover for today. See if there's anything obviously that I missed out. IFTTT with poking sites, we will do that on Friday. Okay. Automated stepping stone sites. Okay. Why and how? What, why, and how should be. Okay. Stepping stone sites is taking this one step further. Okay. We have a poking site. Then we get our keywords that we can work with. Okay. Abyss has got a new plugin coming out this week. Okay. It's a fantastic plugin. It's really good plugin. It's called WP Video Sites. When I go in here, I can add some posts, and I can go and say, like, add YouTube posts, for example. Now, Abyss has got on his sales page. You will see it when he's actually done the sales page. But what he does, if I put into the keyword here, SEO, and he's doing this search where it will go and find videos about SEO, and he will make blog posts. What he's doing is he's pulling in the transcripts, and he's doing some very smart things as well. All of these will be hidden from the navigation area as well. Okay, and he's got some really neat stuff going on with RSS feeds. Now I've got a call with Abyss at 11 o'clock UK time, where he's going to do a demo with me, and I'm going to be asking him questions. I don't know if he'll let me do it as a sort of short notice webinar or something that people can ask. But when you see his sales page, you will see he's ranking for a whole ton of keywords. He's built in some very neat stuff in here. And these can be stepping stone sites, and you can use this on the same site as your poking sites. And the reason why is it creates a new WordPress folder. Okay, so if I'm in the settings in here, you can see here this home relative URL tab at the top here. It's got WP-video. Okay. When we go there, you can see it's built a new WordPress site. Okay. On a new WordPress folder, but can be done with the same poking sites. And what you can do with this is when you're running those campaigns, you can link from here to anywhere you like as well. Okay. And he's getting rankings for these sites. He's taking the transcriptions from YouTube. I'm not sure what he's doing for indexing and pinging just yet. I'll find out when I do the call with him today. I know he's doing a lot of RSS stuff. And on his sales page, he did some website about PBNs, taking other people's content. And he's ranking for some good keywords with just using this little plugin here, because of the stuff it's doing in the background. And it's got some great stuff in here, really fantastic stuff in here. And I know that he's selling this for $17 later this week. So I'm keeping an eye out for that, and keep an eye out for the replay when I do that call with him today. And so we can do these stepping stone sites where once you've got your keywords and stuff that you found, you can do this along with the Traffic Scout plugin. You can do this alongside it, where you're building campaigns with this as well. I mean, for $17 you cannot go wrong. He does have an upsell as well at $27, so altogether about $40. You can have a really good plugin that will help, will enhance what you're doing with the poking sites, and it takes things to another level. I mean, I know some people have got some poking kind of softwares and tools, and they're charging hundreds and hundreds of dollars. And if you combine what Abyss has just done with this, then it gets pretty powerful for not much money at all. Really not much money at all. It's a fantastic plugin. He had one before called WP SERPfuel, and that was fantastic. And I think he's built some elements of this around WP SERPfuel about for the RSS stuff in particular, and also that he hides all these posts from the navigation. So what he does with these ones is he uses these posts to link back into a money site somewhere. Okay, and you know he's getting great rankings. It's working very, very well for him. Okay. Any questions, guys? Anything at all? I did say in the email, don't blink because you miss it, but it was so easy to do this that you probably let's see if I can find it in here. That you probably didn't notice that we had just created a campaign really, really fast, really, really quickly. And basically how many keywords we got in there, it's probably about 1,000 posts it's going to make because of the way I did it. Because I used one modifier, one end modifier, one front end modifier. And I took about, I think, well, 1,050 keywords or something like that from Ahrefs. So, you know, literally 2 minutes using the desktop tool to go and get my content, spin it, which one click to spin it, and then put it into these posts where we just, you know, it's just so super easy to do. Okay. So you've learned how to redirect everything over to the home page, how to hide these posts from navigation, how to set up campaigns, and how we can put in an HTML sitemap. And on Friday we will have a whole bunch more with the booking template. It's already set up anyway for you. And if there's anything extra to do, I'll do a short video on it. But you know, the settings for SEO, all-in-one SEO plugin will be done, and for that Stallion plugin as well, so that we've got the best practices and stuff in there. It's basic stuff, guys, but that's really all it is. It's all we need to do. A lot of things get overly complicated when people try to get too clever with SEO, and then they forget why they're doing SEO. It becomes more of a, you know, some kind of a hobby where they can, you know, try and manipulate Google rather than, you know, for the purpose that we do, which is to get traffic so that we can make money. Stephen, you're going to speak there?
Yeah, I just love this WP video sites because every product he puts out is amazing. So I'm looking forward to that, to be honest, because I've got head spin at the moment about how we could use it.
Yeah.
Alone with this. But
yeah, he showed me the other day on Skype, and he kept sending me stuff. Abbas is really he gets excited when he's got a new product. He's a good solid bloke, Abbas. He's been around for a long time, and he's still got that enthusiasm that he had at the very beginning, and he's got some fantastic products, and he knows what's working as well, and he kept sending me stuff on the Skype, like screenshot after screenshot after screenshot of rankings, and he kept sending me them, you know, for days and days and days as he was testing and stuff like that. So I said to him, well, we need to do a call so that we can get, you know, as many people to see this as possible. So if he agrees, then I will put into the Skype groups and send an email, like we're doing a Q&A session. Maybe he'll do a little mini demo of the plugin, but this is a good plugin. He has got tons and tons of proof, as you will see on his sales page.
I'm looking forward to that, actually. It's going to be a good one to work with this.
Yeah.
No, that's been a good... That's about all.
All right. Okay. Okay, so guys, if you know, this is so easy to use that probably you're wondering, well, where's that campaign that you're going to do? We built the campaign, and there's going to be 1,000 posts done. I've told him to update that we do 200 posts per hour. He had its settings. I only found out this morning he had the settings that is making one post every 10 minutes, which is nowhere near enough for this kind of a tool. It needs to be far more aggressive. So I told him to put two options, either 200 posts an hour or multiple posts all at one time, all of the posts all at one time, so that we can just get them done and, you know, just leave them sitting there waiting for indexing and to be able to get some results and stuff. Okay.
I could just see so many ways to do this with local market, affiliate marketing. It's such a endless thing. I'm sitting here thinking about Amazon products you could do and those sort of things. It's not just local. You know, you could do anything with this, really.
Yeah, I want to have some buttons here next to these spin tags for the titles, where we can just click on a button. Say, for example, you've got Amazon products and you want some end modifiers for Amazon. Then we would make our own list of modifiers, end modifiers like free delivery or 24-hour delivery or some sort of end sort of modifiers that we can put in there that you just click a button and it will pre-fill for you. Same for local as well, where we can put in, you know, things like for the front end modifiers, like for example, the dentist example that I keep using, like 24-hour dentist, emergency dentist, that we could have words like 24 hours emergency, etc. there, that you can just click, you know, dentist modifiers, click, goes in. So, you know, we can do that kind of stuff. Probably we need some of you guys as well to say, hey, I've got a whole bunch of really good modifiers for chiropractors or something like that. If you get them to us, I will add them in here. We can add a button for everybody to use that you just click and it's there one time. It will just take that list of keyword phrases for modifiers that you can put in there one time. Okay, so, you know, there's a long way to go with this one, and we will just keep making it better. When I first did this, I was a little bit confused which direction to take it at that time. I actually wanted to create landing pages with it, which probably wasn't a bad idea at the time, but what we've done with it now is so much better, where we're using it for research purposes, because you can't really make a money site from this. Anyway, I think we can probably finish up now. So we do have a webinar Wednesday for Alpha Networks. We are going to build 10 PBN network for less than $10. Okay, using Alpha Networks, using one-on-one hosting. We will probably buy the domains ahead of time so that we can...
Yeah, name servers.
Yeah, yeah. Well, the name servers and stuff, you know, I can get LOL to do some parts of that ahead of time.
So we can show how, where they buy them and...
Yeah, we'll show how we use SetDrive and the domains we took from SetDrive and why. One-on-one hosting, we will sort of share the link with that. So if you've got an affiliate link for that, Stephen, you can use it for one-on-one hosting.
Okay.
And we will build the sites and put the initial content, and we will do some initial backlinking. And that will all be done in one webinar. So, you know, that's a great blog post for the blog as well. Like, there's a guy, if you look in here, how to build PBNs. Now I'm going to upset this guy next week because he's got like how to build PBNs for under $500. I'm going to put watch me build 10 PBN network for less than $10.
Yeah.
So and actually that's a very, very good blog post if you check it out. It's really good. The guy knows what he's doing. But you don't need to spend even $500 when we got Alpha Networks. It's such a good tool to use. But we're still working on making that even better as well. All right, so I think we can finish up now. So on Wednesday, you can join that webinar. I'll give you the link one more time for that. And I'll put it into the chat box here. Oh, wrong link. And we can finish up now. So then I'll just give you a couple of minutes to be able to grab that. I did send it out by email and I did put it into the Skype groups as well. So it's 9 p.m. Oh, it's actually Thursday. I gave it an extra day just to prepare for it because it could be a little bit extra.
It's Friday.
Yeah, Friday morning
for us.
Yeah, our time, Friday morning, yeah. Thursday night in New York. And that'll be a fun webinar because we will build a 10 site network, put content on it, backlink it for less than $10. Pretty cool.
Yes. So no, it'd be quite good. So they're very easy to make. 10, like we make 10, 20 at a time, and it's just easy to make. Just need lots of email accounts. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. I'll see you on Thursday. Thanks, Stephen. Cheers.
That's right, and I'll talk to you next couple of days.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone.